Guys, welcome to my bedroom. Now, I moved into this room just over a month ago, maybe I'd say about 6 weeks ago. I've been living here since early, I think it was like the 5th of October that I moved in, or was it the 4th of October, something like that. I live in Shankill. Who's that? I think that's Irla. That's the funny thing about this house. The landlady, she lives in the house next door to us, so it's like you can't get away from her. Do you know what I mean? You just see her far too much. But anyway, so I'm renting this room. It's €475 a month here in Shankill, Dublin 18, and it's very it is quite small. A lot of people say, "Oh, it's too small. I need more space," but not me. I think it's fine. And yeah, I have my hand down my trousers. Bet you didn't know that because the camera's up here. But so yeah, I'm going to show you my room now. It's quite small. It's very messy, and you're about to see it. So this is the door. Right here we got the sink. Got stuff like washing up stuff, soap. We have razors here. More razors here. Yeah, I have two glasses. Really shouldn't have these up in my room, but sometimes I bring them up here and forget about them. So they really should be downstairs. So that's a task for later. Wash those glasses and bring them back downstairs to the kitchen. So then we have this wardrobe. I generally don't use this wardrobe at all. There's nothing in there, as you can see. Here we got another wardrobe. Jesus, struggling to the right angles there. Okay, and then on the floor we have all my clothes. So I don't use the wardrobes. I just normally dump my clothes on the floor because I'm very lazy when it comes to cleaning the room. If you can notice, there's also a lot of sand. There's sand in the room because, you know, I go to the beach a lot and I get sand that comes into the room. Like I remember one day, you know, there's a couple of days where I was walking from Shankill Beach to Bray Beach. And like, you know, the funny thing is the water came right the way in, so I was up by the cliffs at the very edge of the beach, and the waves are flowing over my feet, and my feet were getting wet. My feet were getting wet. All the sand got into my shoes. So yeah, I was too lazy to go the main roadway because the main road is longer. Okay, and I walk on the beach, can't beat it, you know. So yeah, I got my delivery bag, all this stuff on the floor. Got my bed, a lot of stuff on it. 2 jackets, bag, 2 copybooks. My copybooks, I normally write my notes for my YouTube videos, but this is a purely spontaneous video. Okay, and here we got little books on the shelf. None of those books were originally mine. All right. One of my the guys who lives in this house actually gave them to me because he didn't want them anymore. Okay, so that's pretty much it. It's a very small room, as you can see. It's quite small. I'm not as good enough photographer to really show you how small it is, but you know, length from the door to the window is probably about 10 feet. Like if I lie down on the ground, I'm right up to the bed. Do you know what I mean? Right up to the bed. So I'm 6 foot. So I would say this room is actually probably less than 10 foot in width. It's probably about 8 or 9 foot. You know, we don't have any measuring equipment here. So, and then the width from this wall to this wall, how much is that? I'm just gonna lie down on the floor. So yeah, it's probably maybe, how big is that? The gap between my head to the wall is probably what, like a foot or 2. So you're talking maybe like 7 or 8 feet. So the width is about 7 or 8 feet. The length is about maybe 8 or 9 feet. So yeah, it's not the biggest room in the world, but you know, I like having a small living space like this. The only thing is, if I want somebody to move in here with me and share the room, split the costs, I think I'm gonna have to be a bit more tidy. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's my minimalist room tour. So yeah, it's quite small. The way I like it. Do you know what I mean? Too much space, too much luxury is not my thing. Okay. Yeah, 475 plus bills, which might come up to like 510, 515 or something like that. Yeah, you know, that's my minimalist room tour. I moved out of my mother's house to move into this place. I'm in South Dublin. or it's still quite expensive area. You know, if I move to say Waterford or Sligo or Donegal or Kerry, it'd be a lot cheaper. You probably get a room half the price. Get a room like this for half the price, or even less. Do you know what I mean? So that's the thing. I believe in minimalism, and yeah, I got two. I forgot to mention, I've got 2 tonic water bottles at the top here. Better put them into the where they're supposed to go, the glass bin or whatever it's called. Book here, The Crusades. Haven't got around to reading that book yet. Been too busy making YouTube videos. Oh, here's another book. Dublin, 1972. I didn't read that much of it. It's about a guy living in Dublin. Do you know what I mean? He's like, was he 16 or something? He's more working class. It's very different back then. You know, normally when you're 15 or 16, people leave school and they go off and get a job. Nowadays, it's like, oh, stay in university and education until you're like 30, guys. Oh my god. Stay at home and live with mommy and daddy, guys. You know, I don't agree with that lifestyle. I'd be more inclined to go that way of living. You know, leaving school at 16, especially if you're not academic. Now, the biggest problem is people who aren't academic, people who hate school, are being forced to stay in school too long. That's a big problem. Okay. Do you know what I mean? Like at 18, I would have liked to just gone out and get a job, but my mother used to say, you know, if you drop out of education and get yourself a job, well, we're going to kick you out and you're not allowed in this house. And so that's why I went, which is a stupid reason. And then, you know, I got some kind of a certificate at the end of like a 2-year course I did. And my mother said, now you have your degree, yay! But like, what difference does that make? You know, if you got a piece of paper that says you did some course, it means nothing unless you want to actually go into employment in that sector, which I do not. Okay, so yeah, this is my minimalist room tour.